Good morning, guys. So I am in line right now to get some food. It is corn day. I just picked up 4 bushels of corn from our local farmers market, and it's the same person that I got the corn from last year. This year I'm going to be processing it a little different. I'm not going to be canning any of it. It was kind of an experiment to can it last year, and we still just prefer it frozen. So I'm going to freeze in a brine, and I'm going to freeze in on the cob. And so I wanted to talk with you while I'm waiting in line about easing the processing. So especially if you have kids, but sorry, I keep getting choked up. I had to get gas, and I have the gas can in the back, and oh my gosh, the fumes are ridiculous. I should have gotten gas last, but hindsight. Anyway, that's why I keep getting whiffs of it. But anyway, just getting gas high. It's cool. A way to ease the process is to make sure you're prepared for it. So I already have my bags. I have gallon baggies, and I have quart baggies. I already have a clean house. I think that that's a must for a stress-free time. I already have the kitchen sinks clean because you have to blanch. So I already have the kitchen sinks clean so I can have an ice bath in there. I have 2 big pots already filled with water on my stove. I have my station for where I'm going to be cutting off the cob already set up. I even have like a little backsplash going on because if you've never done corn gets everywhere. And then I have my kitchen table pulled out and the chair's gone so that the girls can't get on top of my table. I have a tablecloth down, and that's where all the corn is going to go while it's waiting to be processed. If you saw my video last year, I had corn everywhere. But I already have tomatoes sitting on my counter ripening up, and I have produce in a bowl on my counter waiting to be used, and so I don't have the counter space. So, where was I? I had to order. But yeah, so I already have tons of stuff going on. And this corn actually came 2 weeks late. And I was talking to the farmer, it's because he had to redo his crop. But because of that, it is right in the middle of tomatoes and green beans. So I wanted to make this as stress-free as possible so that I can get it done, get it in the freezer so that I can process my other vegetables. Because corn is one of the only crops that I did not do this year. I didn't do it. Although my dad did a bunch, and I'll probably get some from him, his isn't doing great because the coons keep eating it and pulling it up out of the ground. I even have the outside where I'm going to be shucking prepared. I have my table and chair set up, and I have the little fence thing for the girls set up so they can be out there while I'm out there, and it's well, it's 8:30 now, so it's it's already getting hot. But hopefully I can get it done before it gets too hot, because one thing about corn, if it is fresh picked, you want to do it ASAP. If you don't, if it's like non-GMO and whatnot, there's going to be bugs, and the longer you let it wait, the more likely you're going to have rotten corn. So it's best to get it processed as soon as you can. So that's why I'm getting breakfast for everyone, so that I don't have to be in the kitchen, I don't have to dirty anything up, and I can just get it all done. So that is my advice to you right now. I'm going to bring you along for all of it, of course. Also, I have not been on here in like 2 weeks, and it is just because the garden has been keeping me busy. I took a little, we've taken time with just our kids because my son's getting ready to start school next Wednesday, and so we've been getting him ready and just spending some time with him for the summer, and we're also potty training the twins. Oh, and Heavenly Father, give me strength on that, because that is a whole new ball game. But yeah, so that is where I've been and what I've been doing. But I am back because he will be starting school, and of course I wanted to bring you along for the corn, and I'll be bringing you along for tomatoes and more green beans. And I did a video yesterday on a white bread recipe, and so I'll try to get that edited. And I did a little day in the life in my kitchen on that day too, because I was canning hamburger, so I have that too, so stay tuned. So we are, let's see, about an hour in. I have 1 bushel completely done. I was going to show you my setup. So here's where I'm putting all the corn. I'm going to get it all shucked first, and then start processing it. And the reason that I do that is because the quicker you get it out of the shuck and away from any worms, if there are worms, the better chance you're going to get all your corn in. And I was able to do, hold on baby. Now I was able to use all of the ears in this bushel except for one, and that was because it just wasn't ready yet. There was too much, it wouldn't have been worth keeping the ear. But all these, so that is what a bushel looks like. Alright, there's a bushel for you. Now, my setup, I gotta take my clean dishes out, and someone put dirty dishes, but this was clean, and this is where I'm going to have the ice water, and then I have this filled with water. That's going to blanch. The pot that I'm using to bring in stuff is going to blanch. This is where I'm going to do, and you see my backsplash, have the ears in here to cut, and this is going to help catch the flyaways, and then this is where I'm going to put it all before I freeze it. And so that's what's going, oh my goodness, milk mess. But that's what's going on right now. So I'm going to continue doing the other 3. I have moved the kids inside because it's too hot. I am sweating and burning. I'm about to switch my position outside. But I got to get this taken care of, and then I can be inside in the AC. What I'm doing now that all my corn is everywhere, I have these 2 pots, and they had boiling water in them, and I fill them with corn, stick this on, and then let it come back up to a boil. And essentially once it's back up to a boil, I take them out, I stick them in ice cold water. It will be ice cold. Right now it's just cold. I'm getting ready to put ice in it. And then as soon as I get those 2 batches into this water, these are going to go in there, and then this is going to have another thing of cold water in it, so that I can move them from this one to this one, so that this is ready for the next batch to come in. So you see what I'm doing? And then once they're done with their second thing of cold water, they're going to be moved over here to like this area, and I'm going to move these over here to this area, and they'll sit there in, because that's all clean. They'll sit there until I get to processing them. So I'm going to do all this. You're fine, and I will bring you back when we are loading up our bags, and I'll show you how I do my brine. Sure you do. After they've blanched, is I'm laying some out here because I still don't have room on my table. You want to let them dry off. You don't want to put them in the freezer wet because you have a bigger chance of getting freezer burnt. You want another one? Yeah. So I just wanted to add that you want to make sure that you let them dry. So this is dry and cool, and I'm getting ready to do these 2. I have gallon baggies, and 5 ears of corn will fit flat in a gallon bag. So that's how I'm doing it. 5 people in my family. So, lost a kernel. So there you go. And after I'm done, I have this many left for on the cob. And those are full. And then after this, I'll start my off the cob corn. All this mess, there is organization. What I like to do with my off the cob corn is put it in my quart baggies, and I fill it up pretty full. And then what I do, and this is the brine that my grandma used, my great-grandma used, great-great-grandma, everyone. So you have a teaspoon of sugar in there, a teaspoon of salt in there, and then all you do is fill it up just with water, and I'll get ready and show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can even see, yeah, right there. The water line is just at the top of my corn. That is all you want. And then you want to make sure you get all the air out, close your bag, and then just kind of squeeze your bag a little bit just to get that salt and sugar, and that is it. And I swear it makes the best corn. I love it. That's what I grew up on, and that's what I will continue to make. So this is where I'm at. I have my cobs there, and all I have left is this right here. This is all that's left to process, and then I'm done with corn. Can I get a hallelujah? Because it is now almost 5 o'clock, and I started at, well, I left my house at 8 o'clock to go get the corn. So that's how long I've been doing it. So I'm going to finish this up, and then at the very end I will come back on to show you the finished product of all my frozen corn. Well, there it is. I'll have to put that back, but this is all the corn. There's corn all behind this, and yes, I know this part needs defrosted. There's corn all behind this in gallon baggies, 5 to a bag, and then corn is all in there. Corn, and corn. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you inspiration that even with 3 kids, you can do it. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.